Hey, what's up? Are you struggling to get the rear wheel to lift when you're going off of jumps and you keep casing or coming up short? Well, check out these tips that I think will really help you get more air off of smaller size jumps.
This is a really common beginner problem to have. You're learning to jump, you can get the front wheel to catch a little air, but the rear tire gets no air. Here's a pic of me in 1999 having the same issue, front wheel up, no back tire air.
Now, why is your back tire barely leaving the lip when your front tire is catching a little bit of air? There can be a couple of reasons to this. You might be pulling up on the handlebars, but you're not actually preloading and getting the proper form off the jump. Another thing is you also might not be preloading properly, or you're never popping at the top, you're just staying preloaded down.
This is one reason you might not be getting any rear tire air. You're preloading, but you're staying preloaded and never popping off the top.
Or maybe you're not preloading at all and you're just coming up to the jump kind of stiff and no input.
Or you might have the opposite problem. You're not preloading at all and you're just staying stiff and upright. And when you leave the takeoff of the jump like this, your front tire may catch a little air, but your back tire's not.
When you're jumping, there's got to be input with your body. Preloading, standing up, rolling the bike forwards. There's a lot of movements you're doing. It's not just being stiff and riding off a jump, because that's how you're going to get bucked and go over the bars. One thing, if you watch MTB jumping videos, how-tos, you're going to often hear J-hop form off the jump. Now, what does this mean, J-hop form off the jump? Now, when we do a J-hop or bunny hop, we're preloading down, popping up, standing up, pulling the bars close to our waist and hips, and then we're rolling the bike forward to get the back wheel to come up.
Jumping is a similar form to doing a J-hop, but it's not exactly the same. Bunny or J-hop, we're preloading down similar to jumping, but we're pulling up on the handlebars with the J-hop to lift the front wheel. Now it's similar because you can see the handlebars are close to our waist and hips, and then we're going to push forward on the bars to level the bike out. Now let's see how the form is similar on a jump. Coming up to the takeoff, we're preloading our body down. Then, instead of pulling up on the handlebars like we do with the J-hop, the takeoff is lifting the front wheel up. And then right as the rear tire is about to leave the takeoff, we're popping or standing, extending upwards. Then we're pushing forwards on the bars to level the bike out and land. So jumping and a J-hop are similar in that we're preloading down, extending upwards, and pushing forwards to level the bike out, but they're not exactly the same. Alright, now let's get back to why you're not getting air off the jump. So you can see we're not fully preloaded here, and as the front wheel is leaving the lip, our body's just kind of staying neutral. We never really preloaded. We're not extending off the top. The front wheel is just catching air because of the way the transition through it, and the back tire maybe got 1 inch of air, and then we set the front tire down. Now let's look at another example and see why the back tire isn't really catching air on this jump. You can see the front wheel got a lot higher than on the other jump. And as we're coming into it, we are preloading just a little bit. And as the front wheel starts to come up the takeoff, we kind of got our weight shifted back. We're slightly extending up. But then the front wheel gets even higher. Instead of pushing forward and leveling out the bike, we actually pulled the bars closer to us and almost looped out, which could have ended bad. Okay, now let's fix these small issues so we can slowly start progressing to getting more air with the rear tire. As you come into the jump, you want to preload your body down slightly, not the suspension, but your body. Then as the front wheel leaves the takeoff, just as your back tire is about to leave, you want to start extending or popping upwards. Now we want to level the bike out by slowly pushing forward on the bars to drop the front end slightly. Once you get comfortable doing it a few times with smaller air, you can slowly start progressing to catching more air by preloading a little harder. At the top, really extend and pop, stand upwards, and then push forward on the bars to level the bike out. And then bring the wheels down so you land both tires at the same time, and slowly just progress to doing this bigger and bigger. You just want to get comfortable with getting the arc in the air. The front wheel up, level the bike out, front wheel down. So the main thing you need to understand so you can start getting more air off of jumps and getting your rear wheel to lift is you need to preload up to the jump, compress your body. When you're leaving the top of the takeoff, extend upwards, push through on the bars to level the bike out. Get the arc in the air, the front wheel up, then back down, land cleanly. Start small and gradually build yourself up to bigger jumps.
Alright, well I hope you enjoyed this video. Now you should be able to start getting more air off of smaller size jumps. So until the next video, I'll see you then. Peace.